How you doing, guys? Another time for a blog, video log. A little update on what's going on, a few thoughts on some different things going on, just to keep you, the subscriber, up to date. Okay? So I got a little list here I made of different things, just to keep my mind straight and try to get through this as quick as possible. Still probably going to be fairly long, but I'm hoping it won't be too long. So, first thing, kind of big news in the beer tube community, I guess, like semi-big news anyway, as far as YouTube beer reviewers go. Chad Beer Reviews, Chad9976, I think everyone knows who he is, retiring. He's down to his last few reviews now. Once he hits 700, done for beer reviews anyway. And when he announced his retirement, and the video afterwards where he did his little who's really the most popular beer tuber on YouTube, he got a lot of negative flack. He got a lot of people coming out of the woodworks, sniping at him, taking pot shots at him, and he got quite defensive about it, understandably so, really. And he sniped back a lot of people, and I think it just sort of snowballed from there. He really got a lot of negative attention after that. Now, I'm not going to get into, try to put my lot with either side of this thing, but I wanted to weigh in on it a little bit anyway. I know a lot of people don't like Chad. It's been fairly obvious. It's no big secret. There's a lot of people out there, they don't like Chad, they don't like his reviews. A lot of people have the impression that Chad is a dick. They have the impression that he's a snob, that he looks down on people, and, I disagree with that, okay? Chad's been around about as long as I have on YouTube for beer tubing anyway, and he's always treated me very well. He's always been very nice and respectful to me. I did my first beer trade with him, tested the water for beer trading, and so he was my first beer trade, and after that kept snowballing and increasing and getting more comfortable with beer trades. But he's always been a keen supporter of my channel. I've always tried to support his channel. Generally, all the beer tubers try to support each other. I think he was unfairly attacked, quite frankly. Now, some people made valid criticisms. I can see where they're coming from, where they get certain opinions about Chad. Some people don't like his style, don't like the way he does reviews, don't like his supposed attitude, and that's unfortunate. Not everyone, it's not a popularity contest, really. You don't have to like everybody, but I think overall it was a bit unfair. And what it comes down to is Chad has done 700 beer, well, will have done 700 beer reviews on YouTube. I think many more on text overall, and like him or hate him, he has provided an archive of an impressive body of work. A lot of work and hours gone into it. He's quitting it because it's getting to be too much work for him, and it's, priorities change. It's not fun for him anymore. I can understand that. We've all had those sort of periods, doing beer tubing, doing videos, or whatever you do on YouTube. And he's just, unfortunately, he's hit a wall where he doesn't see it ever getting better for him. So he's quitting, and I fully support his decision. It's kind of a little sad to see him go because he is a prominent figure in YouTube beer reviewing, but like I said, he's provided a big archive that's staying online, and a very nice resource for everybody. I think, in a way, an invaluable resource. I know I've checked his channel plenty of times for reviews of certain beers that I've heard of, and I was like, well, I wonder what Chad thinks of that, because he's probably done it. And I don't think there's hardly anyone else who's been able to touch the amount of reviews he's done. And I think maybe Master of Hoppets is about the only other one that's quite up there in review totals. Maybe Beer Expedition, but I'm not quite sure. But at any rate, you know, cheers to you, Chad. Good luck in whatever you do next. A lot of people, and you've even sort of hinted towards that maybe you want to do more homebrewing videos in the future. And I know some beer tubers have been like, well, why don't you do that? Because you seem really interested in it, and hopefully you'll continue on in that, if that brings back the passion for you or whatever, right? Okay? So, you know, cheers to Chad, one of the old-timers going away from the beer reviews. Like him or hate him, he had a very big impact on the beer tubing community, and that's all I'm going to have to say about that, alright? Next thing, I think I've already showed it out to this, but I want to do it again. Daniel Harper, the Endosymbiosis, Ryan Stumpy Joe Jr., they do the Beyond the Pour podcast. They're up to about 10 or 11 episodes now. And they've recently just started doing live chats on YouTube with the live streaming thing for YouTube there, where you can go in and watch them do their live stream. You can chat away with them in real time, basically. I went to the first one. It was a lot of fun. I'm trying to look into seeing if I can get my computer to get into chat with Google Plus or whatever, and maybe try to get a webcam working so I can actually be either in a live chat or actually in the Beyond the Pour podcast at some point. I want to really do that. I'm looking into it. But it's a really, really good podcast, very informative, a lot of fun. It's one of those things you put on your MP3 player when you're at work. You want to kill time and have interesting stuff to listen to. Both guys, no problem talking about beer. In fact, they got to basically force themselves to shut up about it. And there's no, you know, it doesn't come off amateur. When you listen to the podcast, it comes off fairly professional, structured, well done. Very informative, interesting, even when they're talking about stuff I've never heard of, like beers I've never heard of, or events and basically beer news I haven't heard of. They manage to talk about it and be informative as well as giving their opinions and stuff. So I've been really enjoying their podcasts. I'm going to link down in the comment boxes or whatever, or down in the description, so you can check them out, keep up to date with what they're doing. More people should be listening to this podcast. It's a really good one. It's very interesting for anyone who's into beer. So check that out. Next thing I gotta say, I'm not doing a cider week. I know I said I was going to do one at the end of August. But really, there's just not enough ciders that I'm willing to actually purchase in the NSLC to do it. I got a couple ciders from the Albino Rhino, and I've reviewed them actually already, and I'm going to be posting those reviews, but I'm not actually going to do a cider week, I decided. I'm sorry if anyone was looking forward to that. I doubt anyone was, but just not happening. I just don't feel up to it. I don't feel like shelling out money for these big bottles of cider that are basically my only other option to fill out the days of the week. Like, it's either those, I have to buy those because the only other options are Strongbow and some sort of Perry, some sort of pear cider. I can't remember what the actual brand name is, but that's all basically there is in the NSLC at the time. So it's just not enough for a week. So that's put the kibosh on that. In the matter of beer trades, current and future, I sent 2 beer mails out about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now, for Urban Viking, Mr. Grim Viking, and Mr. and Mrs. Real Ale Guide. I don't know where they are at the moment. I know they left Canada, but after that I can't track them. Canada Post won't let me track them overseas for some reason, so I'm hoping they'll show up within the next 2 days or so. I'm really hoping. I mean, I'm assuming maybe the mail's jammed up because of the Olympics or whatever, because it's been taking an awful long time. Even though I also only sent it by regular mail, I assume they would have shown up within the last few days by now. So I'm hoping it's just the Olympics are plugging up the mail a bit, and eventually they'll show up there. Crossing my fingers. As for future beer mails, I have one packaged up. I'm sending that to Daniel Harper in the Symbiosis. Just a one beer mail. Propeller Imperial Stout. The last bottle I had sitting around. Well, no, it's not the last bottle. I got one other one, and that one's going to Norm Beer Expedition. I promised him a beer mail now for a year or so, and I'm finally going to be building that. Finish building that this week and hopefully send it out here very soon. That's going to kill any future beer mails I'm going to be able to send out for quite some time. I'm thinking until the middle of fall. Of course, I still take donations. I'm not taking any right at the moment unless someone's already got a beer mail built up for me and sending it to me. Then I will take it, of course, and review all the beers in it. But anyone who is thinking of contacting me in the next few days or whatever, oh, I want to send you this, please don't, because I've just basically been cutting back on beer now for the last month or so, and I'm trying to keep that going for a little while. I still got a couple beers in the NSLC that I haven't reviewed yet, so I'm going to get to those. So I'll let you guys know again when I'm ready to really start actively trading and taking donations again. I don't want a big bunch of beer to review because I feel like I'd have to get to it really soon, and I'm trying to cut down on how much beer I drink. So just for, you know, next few months or whatever, just for a while, because I'm just getting a little tired of drinking like 3 or 4 times a week at some points. Usually it's only like twice a week, but it was getting a little too much. It was, you know, it eats up time, eats up money, and so that's that. Want to make a note to Nova Scotian beer tubers. There's this YouTube channel done by this guy who subscribed to me. His name is Ghetto Hillbilly, I believe it is. He's in Halifax area somewhere. Rural country Nova Scotian type boy. Seems like a really nice guy. He basically just put up this Scotian Tubers site as a little mini hub for all the Nova Scotian beer tubers or YouTubers. And I know a bunch of them are already on there. I'm on there. I'll put a link down there in case you're, you know, a Nova Scotian YouTuber of some sort, and you want to get into that for a little bit of extra promotion or whatever, or networking or whatever. I'm personally not too interested in that. I'm just putting the word out there for him, hopefully, just so some other people, in case they weren't aware of it, they might want to take advantage. And also I'll put his actual page down there too, because I know a lot of subscribers recently have come over from my brother's channel to here, and he might be doing some of the stuff he does on his channel would probably be interesting to you, like, you know, barreling around in his truck doing rural ghetto hillbilly stuff, I guess. I think, you know, that audience might appreciate that a bit more than I do. I'm not really into that sort of stuff, but he's a nice guy, and from the looks of things, and it might be interesting to you, so I'm just trying to send some viewers his way, just in case. And finally, last thing I want to talk about, speaking of networking and promotion and stuff, I am now on Twitter. I will link that down there too, of course. Basically, I'm on Twitter. I didn't want to promote my channel on Facebook. Like, I just use Facebook for basically close friends, former co-workers, and family. And even then, it's fairly selective. I think the only beer tubers I got on there are ones that I talk to all the time, and ones that I trade with all the time. So, and but I didn't want to, like, I didn't want to be connected to every beer tuber and all YouTube fans and all that stuff on my actual Facebook page. So I'm using Twitter as just a little promotional thing. Not really promotional, because I don't expect to get extra hits or extra subscribers or anything out of it. This is more for you guys, and for you techno heads out there with your iPads, your iPhones, your smartphones, your smart pads, your pad phones, whatever. I don't know. I don't use cell phones and shit like that. But for you guys who do, Twitter's, I guess it's an easier way to get updated with that stuff. So you could, you know, instead of having to go into YouTube. I don't know how well YouTube works on some of these things, but I know Twitter generally works pretty well on all these things. So you can go into Twitter, see whatever my newest video is, and just watch it through there or whatever. At least get updates. And I post from the archives reviews that I really like of bulk beer and booze, the ones I thought I did a really good job on. So I post them up there too in case some people might have missed them. And yeah, so that's it. That's all I really wanted to talk about. Again, thanks for your continued support, all you guys out there. I really appreciate it. And we will see you again when we see you again. Cheers.